Hi everyone, today we will see about coordination compounds. First, coordination compound. First, what is coordination compound? Coordination compound which contains a central metal atom surrounded by a number of ions or the ligands are called coordination compound. Generally, in coordination chemistry, metals are chemically bonded to the ligand and it will form the metal ligand coordination compound. Similarly, here the central metal atom is copper and the ligand is ammonia. Here, ammonia have one lone pair of electrons. That lone pair of electrons is donated to central metal atom and it will form the metal ligand coordination compound. So what was happen here? The ligand having the electron donating nature and the central metal atom having electron accepting nature. Then only the metal ligand coordination compound will be formed. In coordination chemistry, the two category of compounds are called complex compound. One is double salt, another one is coordination compound. Now see what are the main difference between double salt and coordination compound. Both double salt and coordination compounds are complex compound, but the difference is that the double salt contains two salts with different crystal structure. Example, more salt. But in coordination compound, it contains central metal atom surrounded by a number of ions or ligand. So this is the main difference between double salt and coordination compound. Now we'll see what is central metal ion. A metal complex consists of a central metal atom which is bonded to one or more ligands are called central metal ion. Example, nickel complex. Here, nickel is surrounded by 6 ammonia molecule. Nickel is central metal ion. So, the central metal atom accepting a pair of electron from the donor atom and it will form the metal ligand coordination compound. Next, ligand. The neutral molecules or ions which are directly attached with the central metal ion is called ligand. For example, platinum complex. Here platinum is surrounded by 6 ammonia molecule and the ligand has a capability to donate a pair of electron to central metal atom. So here ammonia acts as ligand and donor atom. Now we'll see what are the types of ligands. Generally here ligands depending upon the number of coordinating donor atoms present in their molecules. So based on this, ligands are classified into three types. First one is monodentate ligand. Mono means single. So here the ligands which has only one donor atom is called monodentate ligand. For example, ammonia, H2O, chlorine, bromine, cyanide, etc. So these molecules have only one donor atoms. Next one is bidentate ligand. Bi means two. So the ligands which has two donor atoms are called bidentate ligands. For example, oxalate anion, ethylene diamine. So these molecules have only two donor atoms. So it will be called bidentate ligand. Next, third one is polydentate ligand. Poly means many number of ligands. So here ligands which bonded with the central metal ion through more than two donor atoms present in their molecules are called polydentate ligand. For example, nitrito triacetate, here three donor atoms are present. So it will be called tridentate ligand. Another example is EDTA. Here six donor atoms are present. So it will be called hexadentate ligand. So more than two donor atoms present in their molecule, we consider those ligands are polydentate ligand. Next, what is coordination number? The number of ligands which are directly attached with central metal atom is called coordination number. For example, here iron is central metal atom, cyanide is ligand. So what I was told, the number of ligands which is directly attached with central metal atom. Here number of ligand is 6. So the coordination number is also 6. Next, what is coordination sphere? The central metal ion and ligand are enclosed within the square bracket is called coordination sphere. So the metal and ligand are bonded together within the bracket is called coordination sphere. Now we'll see what is ionization sphere. The part of the ions which present outside of the square bracket is called ionization sphere. For example, here potassium is present outside of the square bracket. So potassium is called ionization sphere, and within the square bracket that compound is called complexed ion. Okay, next topic is chelate. From this topic, we will see about what is the definition of chelates, chelate ligand, effects of chelates, and their characterizations. First, what is the definition of chelates? The cyclic structure formed due to the combination of a metal ion with polydentate ligand is called chelates. So, when the polydentate ligand is bonded to central metal atom, it will form a cyclic structure is called chelates. So, the process of forming chelate is called chelation. Okay. Next, chelate ligand. A bidentate or polydentate ligand which is attached by two or more donor atom to the same central metal atom which forming a ring structure is called chelate ligand. So when bidentate or polydentate ligand which is bonded to central metal atom, it will form a cyclic structure is called chelate ligand. In some cases, a bidentate or polydentate ligand bonded together with central metal atom, but it will not form a cyclic structure. When it is form a ring structure, it will be called chelate ligand. Okay. Okay. Next, effects of chelates. It is very simple and similar concept. When bidentate or polydentate ligands coordinated with central metal atom, it forms a 5-membered or 6-membered ring. This is called chelate effect. For example, here we take a bidentate ligand. What is bidentate ligand? If the two donor atom present in their ligand is called bidentate ligand. Here two donor atoms are present. So when bidentate ligand is bonded to central metal atom, here central metal atom is platinum. So when it is bonded to central metal atom, it will form a 5-membered ring compound. So when polydentate or bidentate ligand bonded to central metal atom, it will form either 5-membered ring or 6-membered ring. That compound will be more stable. Okay, now we'll see some characteristics about chelates. Chelates have low melting point and low toxicity. it have high water solubility and it dissolved in organic solvents, it eliminating toxic metals. And when we adding chelating agent, the color of the metal changes to deep or dark color. For example, DMG, EDTA, which is act as a chelating agent. Okay, next topic is IUPAC nomenclature of coordination compounds. It will be very simple. First, we'll see the list of rules for naming coordination compounds. Next, we'll see the examples. First, if the coordination compound is ionic, named cation first. We know that if the compound is ionic nature, it have both cation and anion. So from that we first named cation. Next, in the complex ion, the name of the ligand are written first, then the name of the central metal atom. So in complex ion, first we named the ligand followed by central metal atom. Next, ligands are named alphabetical order. If two or more different ligands are bonded to the central metal atoms, name the ligands in alphabetical order. Next, a numerical prefix is used to indicate the number of ligands like mono, di, tri, etc. Based on the number of ligands, we gives the prefix names like mono, di, tri, etc. Next, if complex ion is anion, then ATE is used after the name of the central metal atom. Okay, next, the oxidation number of metal is calculated and it is indicated by Roman number after the name of the metal. So the oxidation number of metal is indicated by Roman number. Now we'll see how we naming the ligands because the ligands are maybe positive, negative or neutral. So first, the negative ligands whose name end with IDE have the suffix replaced by O. For example, chloride, at the end of the name it comes IDE. So instead of we replace the suffix O, chloro, cyno, bromo, likewise. Okay. Next, the negative ligands whose name end with ITE or ATE, the suffix replaced by ITO or ATO. For example, carbonate, at the end of the name it comes ATE. Okay, so instead of we replaced the suffix by ATO, carbonato, acetato, nitrito, likewise. Next, some neutral molecules are named like CO, carbonyl, NO, nitrosyl, H2O, aqua, NH3, amine. Okay. Next, the name of the positive ligands ends with IUM. If the ligand is positive, we add the suffix IUM. For example, NH2, NH3, hydrozinium, NO plus nitrosonium. Okay, when you understood these rules, you can easily identify the names of coordination compounds. Before we go to the examples of coordination compound, we need to know how to calculate the oxidation number of the metals. For example, here the central metal atom is iron. So we need to calculate the oxidation state of central metal atom. Okay, so first we take the number of potassium. Potassium is 4 into its charge is plus 1, plus we consider iron as X, plus the ligand, number of ligand, and multiply with its charge, cyanide charges minus 1. Okay, next step, 4 plus X minus 6. 4 minus 6 is minus 2. Okay, X is nothing but it is the oxidation state of iron. So the oxidation state of iron is plus 2. Likewise, you can calculate the oxidation state of various central metal atoms. Next, we'll see the examples of IUPAC nomenclature of coordination compounds. Okay, from first example here, the complex ion is cation, so it carries positive charge, and chloride is anion, it carries a negative charge. From first rule, what I was told, if coordination compound is ionic nature, named cation first, followed by anion. Okay, here what type of ligand is present? Neutral. The number of ligand is 2. So 2 means what we add in prefix di. Okay, so diamine silver chloride. Okay, the Roman number denotes the oxidation state of central metal atom. Okay, in example 2, here potassium is cation, so it carries positive charge, and this complex ion carries negative charge. Here what type of ligand is present? Negative. The number of ligand is 6, so we add the prefix hexa. Okay, so according to the rule, potassium hexacyanoferrate 2. 2 is denoted the oxidation state of central metal atom. Next example 3. Here sodium is carries positive charge. This complex ion carries negative charge. Okay, so according to the rule, sodium hexachloroplatinate 4. Okay, in example 4, here two different ligands are present in complex ion, right? One is the neutral, another one is negative ligand. Here complex ion carries a positive charge and chloride is negative charge, right? So what I was told in third rule, if two or more different ligands are bonded to central metal atom, name the ligand in alphabetical order, right? So according to this rule, pentaamine chlorogopalt 3 chloride, right? Thank you so much for watching this video.